Hey y'all, um, tonight I am candling my eggs, and what that means, candling, is I am shining a super bright flashlight through the eggs to check for cracks or irregularities. Some of them we really won't be able to see into the egg, but we can at least check for cracks. And the reason we want to do that is because we store our eggs in the cabinet and not refrigerated, not washed. We don't wash them because we want to keep the bloom on them and keep them nice and protected, keep bacteria from getting in. And if there's any cracks or holes, punctures, etc., then the egg shell itself is compromised and bacteria will get in and they will rot super fast. And of course, we don't want to sell rotten eggs to our customers. We don't want to eat them ourselves. So, I know some other chicken tenders don't candle their eggs, and I wish that they would, because then they're like, I had a rotten egg the other day, or one that was weird, or whatever, and I'm like, do you candle your eggs? So I hope you can see this. This is really cool. This is what an egg looks like with the light going through it. And that is a good egg. There are no impurities, no holes or cracks. Sometimes, especially if you have a large flock like we do, you'll have several eggs in the same nesting box, and just by the hens getting in and out, sometimes their toenails will puncture them. We don't have that happen very often, but sometimes it'll happen. So what I'm doing here is I am holding the flashlight up and I'm spinning the egg against the flashlight to see if there are any cracks or holes, because a lot of times you cannot see cracks with the naked eye. Sometimes you'll find a hairline crack, sometimes you'll find a spider web looking thing, or it looks like a moon crater, and a lot of times I don't find anything. This particular egg, I hope you can see this, has these little impurities right here. That's fine. It's just a thin spot in the shell, not a huge deal. Nothing to see here. Moving along. Whoa. I really hope y'all can see this in the camera. Can you see the light shining through those cracks? This is why we do this. If I were to put this egg on my shelf, it will rot. And then I go to open it for breakfast, or I sell this to somebody and they could have an exploding egg in their face. That's not going to be fun, and that'll ruin our reputation as delivering good eggs to people. So no, we don't want to sell this egg at all. What I might do with this egg, since the membrane is still intact and it's a very light break, I'll put this in the refrigerator for the dogs, or we might use it in a couple of days as long as it's been refrigerated and it's not sat too long. A lot of times though, I will stick it back in the basket after I'm done and take it back to the chickens and reward them for their hard work. They love raw eggs, shell and all. Just toss it on the ground, make it break, and they will devour it. These green ones are fun. They look like the moon. Oh, and there's a piece of grass. No, nothing there. Right now we have 42 birds. 42 adults, rather. And about 5 or 6 or 7-ish of those are roosters. It's called chicken math. Unless you can stand there and freeze time so that they all stand still, we can't count them. It's like toddlers running around on sugar. It's just not possible. But we do have 42 birds. I count them every once in a while after they've roosted at night so that I can get an accurate count while they're being perfectly still. But sometimes it's hard to tell the roosters from the hens when they are on their roost. Spinning the eggs, looking for cracks. I do this every night. Sorry, I didn't mean to blind you with the light. Blinded by the light. Yeah, we do this every single night. This is part of our daily routine with our chickens. And we have 20 something, maybe 23 or 24 chicks that are now about a month old, I guess, out in the coop. And then another, I don't know, 26 or 7 here in the house waiting to go out into the coop. You might be able to hear them chirping in the background, maybe. They're in the dining room 10 feet away from me. So, spinning eggs. My back is starting to hurt. I'm ready to be done. This is a fun egg. It has lots of thin spots, but it's still fine. The shell is intact. The bloom is intact. Just has some thin spots. Nothing to see here. Yeah, it's fine. Spin, spin, spin. Oh, we got quite a few eggs today. I need to scramble up some eggs and put them in the freezer. When we have an overflow of eggs and not enough buyers, that's what we do. We scramble them, vacuum seal them, and then put them in the freezer. And then one day, when we don't feel like cooking eggs, or if we are low on eggs, such as in the winter time, we have ready-made scrambled eggs ready to go. All we gotta do is thaw them out and heat them up. This is the last egg. And if you can see this mark right here, that's fine too. Not a huge deal. It's a perfectly fine egg. There's nothing wrong with these. All right, so we had 12, 24, 25. We had 26 total. One was cracked. So we had 25 eggs today. That's a good haul for 42 birds, with 5, 6, 7 of them being roosters. All right. So we have candled eggs, and I'll show you the crack one more time, because crack is cool. That's what a cracked egg looks like with the light behind it. Let me see if I can mask some of that light. That's what it looks like. Yeah, kind of looks like a moon crater with a lightning strike coming off of it. I'm having way too much fun. All right, so there we go. This is how we candle eggs. This is a 1,000 lumen flashlight. It has 3 different settings, and I'm not sure, it might even be higher than that. But it gets pretty bright, and this is on the lowest setting. It's a little bit wide. The surface area here is a little bit wide for candling eggs, but it works. I don't normally do this in the dark because I can see well enough in the daylight, or with the house lights on, to do this process even with the extra wide brim and the light coming off around them. But a smaller flashlight will work. You might have to turn the lights down if you're using a weaker flashlight. I highly encourage you to do this, and I would encourage you to do this with your store-bought eggs as well. I'm curious to see if any of your store-bought eggs have micro cracks in them that you can't see with the naked eye. Anyway, these are our farm fresh eggs. No cracks.